Good evening. This is the National News Telecast. I'm Movin Hettianachi.
And I'm Siobhan Pereira. Here are your headlines for tonight.
The GCE ordinary level examination results have been released, with students recording high performance in science and mathematics. Javelin throwing national champion Rumesh Tharanga returns to the island. The law requiring use of seatbelts in vehicle is being strictly enforced with effect from today. Train services between Nanuoya and Badulla have resumed after a 7-month suspension. The Tambuthegama water project is expected to be vested with the public shortly. Legal action has been initiated against 76 persons for creating conditions that contributed to the spread of dengue. The Hezbollah organization says it has the right to respond to attacks launched against Lebanon by Israel despite the ceasefire. Now to those and more stories in detail on today's top story. Iran has taken steps to close the Strait of Hormuz in response to a deadly attack launched on Israel by southern Lebanon.
Now, the Iranian Central Command announces that this behavior by Israel is a violation of the peace agreement established with America.
Accordingly, Iranian authorities have taken measures to suspend all maritime traffic through the Strait of Hormuz, effective immediately. An official statement released by Iranian state television states that this is the first step taken against the breach of promises by America and Israel. Iran also emphasizes that if these aggressive actions continue further, tougher measures will be taken in the future to force America and Israel to comply with the ceasefire conditions. Hassan Fadlallah, a member of parliament for Hezbollah, states that Hezbollah has the full right to counterattack the strikes launched by Israel into Lebanon, disregarding the new ceasefire. He emphasized that attacks on Lebanese villages must be avoided. NP Hassan declares that if Israel continues to capture new areas or launch attacks in violation of existing ceasefire agreements, they possess the full right to stand against it. He further states that since Israel, which is attacking their country, is an aggressor, their group stands ready to act against them at any moment. Lebanese civil defense forces state that 16 people have lost their lives and 12 others have been injured in attacks launched by Israel on the Nabatea district of southern Lebanon. In addition, Israeli attacks have also targeted the eastern Bekaa Valley and Tyre district of southern Lebanon. Foreign media reports that due to these severe attacks, one person has lost their life in Bekaa Valley, while another 5 deaths are reported from the Tyre district. Israeli military spokeswoman Lieutenant Colonel Ella Vavea states that Lebanon is not an enemy of Israel and that the real problem in the country is the Iran-backed Hezbollah organization. She points out that Hezbollah organization is repeatedly dragging Lebanon towards destruction, depriving the country's people of stability and security. She also emphasized that if the Hezbollah organization refrains from violating existing agreements and hostile actions, both sides can achieve peace and stability. Posting her note on her ex-social media account, she further states that Hezbollah's violent activities must stop immediately for the sake of regional peace. Meanwhile, Afghanistan has launched a series of airstrikes targeting strongholds of armed groups located in Pakistan. Due to these attacks, the ceasefire agreement that existed between the two countries have come under severe threat. Afghanistan states that several camps belonging to ISIS terrorist organization and locations where senior leaders were staying were successfully destroyed in this manner. They allege that those camps were used to plan attacks against their country with the assistance of Pakistan intelligence services. However, the Pakistani Ministry of Information and Broadcasting completely rejected this statement. Following the collapse of the ceasefire broken by China last March, the border conflict between the two countries have now taken on a highly intense form.
Well, there's great news if you're a fan of Lankan athletics, and after many years we have things to celebrate about.
Yes, a javelin champion of our very own.
And he's supposed to be world's number 2 as well.
Yes, I think there was a ranking that came up.
Yep.
And apparently the javelin throwing national champion Rumesh Tharanga has returned to Sri Lanka after winning several international gold medals.
පසුගිය මාසක කාලයක් ඇතුළත තරගාවලිය රැසකට සහභාගී වෙමින් රන් පදක්කම් 3ක් සහ රිදී පදක්කමක ජයග්‍රහණය සමග සුවිශේෂී ජයග්‍රහණ රැසක් අත්කර දුන්න සුවිශේෂී ක්‍රීඩකයා හෙළවිසි කිරීමේ ක්‍රීඩකයා
Rumesh Taranga, an exceptional javelin thrower who secured numerous outstanding victories along with 3 gold medals and 1 silver medal by participating in several tournaments within the past few months, returned to Sri Lanka. Officials from the Ministry of Sports, the National Olympic Committee, as well as many officers from the Sri Lankan Air Force have arrived at the Bandaranayake International Airport in Katunayake to welcome him.
ලීග් මල්ල ක්‍රීඩා තරගාවලියේදී රන් පදක්කම් ද්විත්වයක් හිමි කර ගැනීමට සමත් වුණා. ඒ වගේමයි චෙක් ජනරජයේ පැවති ගෝල්ඩන් ස්පයික් මල්ල ක්‍රීඩා තරගාවලියේදී ඔහු රන් පදක්කම හිමි කරගත්තා. රෝම ඩයමන්ඩ් ලීග් මල්ල ක්‍රීඩා තරගාවලියේදී මිටර 92.6ක දක්ෂතාවක් දක්වමින් රුමේෂ් තරංග නව ශ්‍රී ලංකා වාර්තාවක් පිටවීමට සමත් වුණා. එය මෙතෙක් ඉතිහාසයේ ශ්‍රී ලංකාව වෙනුවෙන්
Ramesh Taranga, national javelin throw champion, expressed great happiness and immense pride in achieving something previously unaccomplished in Sri Lanka. He mentioned that he had participated in 3 diamond leagues, winning 2 gold medals, and also participated in a gold meet where he secured another gold medal. He further stated that he was highly pleased as his next goal was to bring the first ever gold medal for Sri Lanka in javelin throw category at the upcoming Commonwealth Games. He noted that he is currently ranked 8th all time, adding that a throw of 92.62 meters was a level of performance he had not even anticipated. He concluded by saying that although he had tried hard to break 90-meter barrier, the final outcome turned out even better than he had hoped.
Now, the national javelin throw champion who has won many international gold medals arrived in the island earlier today.
First time over 90 minutes just got overshadowed a little bit.
Sri Lankan national champion Rumesh Taranga managed to secure the gold medal in the men's javelin throw event at the Doha Diamond League Athletics Championship held yesterday. This marks his second consecutive victory in a Diamond League tournament. In the event commenced yesterday at 11:15 local time, Rumesh Taranga won the gold medal with a performance of 88.68 meters. Previously on May 31st, Rumesh Taranga won the silver medal in the javelin throw event at the Rabat Diamond League Athletics Champion. That was a performance of 85.97 meters. Subsequently, on the 4th of this month, Rumesh Taranga participated in the Rome Diamond League Athletics Championship. There he won the gold medal by showcasing a performance of 92.62 meters. This was also a new meet record and a Sri Lankan record. This is the first gold medal won by an athlete at the Diamond League tournament in the athletics history of this country. Meanwhile, this was recorded as the 8th best performance by a javelin thrower in history and the 2nd best performance by an Asian javelin thrower. Additionally, this performance has entered the records as the highest performance achieved by any athlete at the javelin throw event for this year so far. Following that tournament, Rumesh Taranga participated in the Ostrava Golden Spike Athletics Championship held in Czech Republic. There too, Rumesh Taranga secured the gold medal with a performance of 86.57 meters. Tony Prasanna functions as Rumesh Taranga's coach.
It was 92 meters. 92, that puts him 8th on the all-time list. Absolutely incredible. It's a national record, it's a meeting record, and incidentally the meeting record was set by Torkelson 20 years ago, almost to the week. Incredible. Understandably, he had a few no throws after that. The adrenaline must have been riding high. And you think this guy had a great year last year, kind of burst up the scene 86.5 meters. That's what he started this year at. He'd already improved to over 89 meters that year.
Meantime, the results of the 2025 GCE ordinary level examinations were released last night. The number of candidates who appeared for this year's ordinary level examination stands at 451,463. The Commissioner General of the Examinations, AKS Indika Kumari Lianage, stated that compared to last year, a higher performance was observed in science and mathematics.
The number of school candidates who appeared for the exam is 382,249. 69,214 private candidates sat for the exam. The examination was held at 3,547 centres island-wide. The results can be downloaded from the Department of Examinations official website www.donets.lk and www.results.exams.gov.lk. The Commissioner General of Examinations, AKS Indika Kumari Lianake, said that the examination had been held for the 13th to the 25th of February 2026. She mentioned that for the first time the total number of students who had sat for 5 or more subjects was 308,562, which represented 99.91% of the total candidates. She further explained that among them 225,748 students or 73.16% as a percentage had qualified for the advanced level examinations. Additionally, she noted that 11,651 school applicants have achieved A grades for all subjects. The Commissioner General specifically highlighted that the performance levels of the students who had appeared for the ordinary level examination in science and mathematics have increased compared to the previous year. However, she clarified that the names of the top island ranking students would not be officially published. She explained that since the examination was conducted primarily to evaluate the fundamental achievement of students completing their education in grade 10 and 11 of the senior secondary section and to determine their eligibility for the advanced level examination, the Department of Examinations would not release their names to the media. The Department of Examinations announces that applicants' re-scrutiny of results can be submitted online from the 25th of this month until the 8th of next month.
Now, a name that is synonymous throughout the rainy season, which is dengue, is always a menace that crops up every year. People throughout the island today were engaged in cleaning mosquito breeding places in and around their houses under the National Dengue Control Program.
Destruction of dengue mosquito breeding places covering 28 Grama Niladhari divisions in the Polonnaruwa district has taken place. Officials of the Lankapura Medical Officer of Health Office were engaged in a house-to-house campaign to educate the general public. Deputy Minister Sunil Watakala has presided over a dengue control and enlightenment program centered on the Colombo city. The Deputy Minister during an inspection tour has observed dengue larva spreading locations in Sangamitta Mawata in Colombo 13. A dengue control program was also conducted in the Vavuniya district during the Dengue Control Week. Deputy Minister Upali Samrasinghe has presided over the event. Many dengue mosquito breeding places were identified and people were educated on ways of cleaning such locations. The National Dengue Control Program has also got underway in many other places in the country.
The chairman of the National Council on Road Safety, Manjula Karunaratne, says that wearing a seatbelt while travelling in a vehicle is mandatory. He says that a law will be implemented sternly against drivers and vehicle owners as well as passengers who travel without wearing a seatbelt with effect from today. The chairman adds that the Gazette notification has been issued for allowing 3 or more months for vehicles which still do not are equipped with seatbelts to install them. Chairman of the National Council on Road Safety, Manjula Karunaratne, said that wearing a seatbelt was extremely important when travelling on expressways. He added that they had now reached a point where, after concluding awareness programs, they would be strictly enforcing the seatbelt law from the day onwards. He mentioned that if seatbelts were already installed, they must be worn. He warned that if anyone failed to wear them, they would be found guilty before the law. He further noted that they are expected to take legal action not only against the driver but also against the passenger and the owner of the vehicle.
Moving on with more local news, Prime Minister Dr. Hari Amarasuriya has called on the Mahanayaka theatres of the Malvatu and Askiri chapters and received blessings yesterday. And the Prime Minister on this occasion also enlightened the Mahanayaka theatres on the present state of the educational reforms and also the development activities pertaining to the restoration of locations affected by Detwa cyclone. The Prime Minister has visited the Malvatu Mahavihare and met Most Venerable Tibbatuave Sri Sumangana Nayaka Thera. Thereafter, she called on Venerable Dimbul Kumbure Vimaladhamma and Venerable Niyangoda Vijitasiri Anunayaka Theras and engaged in discussions. Later on, she arrived at the Askiriya Vihare and called on Mahanayaka Thera of the Askiriya chapter, Most Venerable Varakagoda Sri Jnanaratna Thera. The Prime Minister also met Anunayaka of the Askiriya chapter, Venerable Narampanave Ananda Thera. Prime Minister Dr. Hari Amarasuriya stated that the new curriculum for the first year was already in effect and those students were scheduled to transition to the second year in the coming year. She mentioned that they were currently preparing to print the new books required for the second year. She added that the same applied in the sixth year and those processes were underway for 2027. Furthermore, she noted that other tasks carried out under education reforms, including teacher training and infrastructure development, had continued without interruption throughout the year and had been implemented. She concluded by stating that they intended to introduce the new curriculum for the second and sixth years on 2027.
Lands were provided for 114 persons in Minipe area who had lost their houses due to Ditwa cyclone. The event has taken place at Batul Vidyalaya in Undukumbura yesterday. A portion of 30 acres land from Thekavata belonging to Department of Wildlife Conservation has been allocated for the purpose. A sum of 5 million rupees is to be handed over. Construction of a house. Distribution of the checks valued at 2 million rupees has been taken place under the first stage of the project. Minister Lal Kantha has presided over the event. Minister Lal Kantha said that since the government came into power, no one could say anything had been distributed to upper levels. He challenged anyone to specify anything has been allocated for upper levels through budget or any other means since the government took office, urging them to inform the media as well. We'll be back with more news after a short break.
Earn the highest interest rate of 5.6% for US dollar fixed deposits from Ceylon Bank.
Live from the National News Studio, Sri Lanka.
Now, a meeting between President's Secretary Dr. Nandika Sawanath Kumarnayaka and secretaries to the ministries was held at the Presidential Secretariat yesterday. On this occasion, inquiries were made on the progress of the implementation and allocation of budgetary funds by each of the ministries. Attention has also been focused on the need to complete the relevant projects before the end of the year. The meeting has also dealt with the issue on guidelines pertaining to digital transformation of ministries and departments. It has also been reiterated on the need to provide necessary facilities and to provide solutions to the problems faced by foreign investors without delay. Entering into work-related agreements with ministry secretaries has also taken place, and also a decision has been made to evaluate work performance of the relevant officials twice a year. Minister Dr. Nalinda Jayatissa and Sri Lanka Cardiographers Association held a discussion recently at the Ministry of Health and Mass Media. During the meeting, it was decided to further upgrade the cardiographer training school and promptly recruit a larger batch of trainees for training within this year. An agreement was also reached to hold discussions with the Salaries Commission and take immediate steps regarding the upgrading of the current salary scale from MT4 to MT6 based on completed qualifications. Furthermore, the minister has instructed officials to immediately convene the nomenclature committee and also to take the necessary steps to decide on official designations in a manner that resolves professional issues. The 51st annual academic sessions of the College of General Practitioners of Sri Lanka was held in Colombo yesterday. Minister Dr. Nalinda Jayatissa attended the event as the chief guest. Speaking at the event, the minister stated that digital technology helps improve the efficiency, accessibility and decision-making capacity of the healthcare service. It must be utilized in a manner that strengthens the relationship between doctors and patients. The minister emphasized that the challenge is not merely digitizing healthcare, but ensuring that humanitarian qualities are preserved through that digital technology.
Steps are underway to enhance bilateral trade and economic relations between Sri Lanka and Thailand.
Minister of Foreign Affairs, Foreign Employment and Tourism Vijitha Herath has elaborated on the willingness of the Sri Lankan government to consolidate long-standing and historical ties between the two countries in line with the current global tendencies. The minister has made these remarks participating as a chief guest and delivering a special address at the 25th annual conference of the Sri Lanka-Thailand Business Council in Colombo yesterday. Minister Vijitha Herath also appreciated the services extended by the council during the past 25 years for the significant advancement of bilateral economic, cultural and trade relations.
All arrangements are being made to conduct the National Possum Festival in Sacred Science in Anuradhapura, Mihintale and Thattirimale. The acting chief incumbent of the Attamasthanaya, Venerable Ittavela Venuwe Gnanatilaka Thera, says that more than 1.7 billion devotees are expected to attend the Possum Festival. The National Possum Committee had met yesterday at the premises of the Anuradhapura District Secretariat. A request has been made from devotees to engage in religious performances in serene state of mind and protect the environment without using polythene materials.
Now, passenger train transport from Nanuoya to Badulla on the upcountry railway line affected by the Ditwa cyclone has resumed today. Services are up to now were restricted between Ambevela and Badulla, and as a result of an earth slip on the railway in Parakumpura between Ambevela and Nanuoya. Measures are underway to restore train travel from today upon complete repairing of the earth slip located by railway engineers. The National Building Research Institute and a private institute, the Podimaniki train, has also commenced journey from Nanuoya to Badulla after all religious observances of the Nanuoya railway stations at 9 a.m. today. A large number of local and foreign tourists were present at this occasion. Parliamentarian Manjula Suravira stated that it was a highly challenging task to restore this area as hundreds of feet had collapsed, sunken and been massively destroyed. He further mentioned that although some individuals had started pointing out that the work was futile, a definitive answer had been provided for those of skepticism today.
Many projects stalled in the recent past due to numerous reasons were reported to have been recommenced through direct intervention of the present government. The aim of the government is to hand over the general public the benefits of these development projects expeditiously. The Thambuthegama water project is one such massive development program. Thambuthegama continues to remain as a semi-urban area in Anuradhapura district in the north-central province. Water shortage had been a pressing problem for the people in the area, yet it did not receive proper attention. As a result of consumption of unclean water, many kidney patients were reported from the area. A remedy for the problem, Thambuthegama water project had gone underway in 2018. But residents were yet to receive the benefits. The present government has focused attention on the issue in this regard and expedited the construction. The work is now in the final stages. A group of officials, including Minister Susil Ranasinghe, were engaged in inspection tour recently. Minister Susil Ranasinghe, representing the Ministry of Housing, Construction and Water Supply, stated that through the water projects initiated by the National Water Supply and Drainage Board this year, as well as being completed and open, they plan to commence the finalized projects with the capacity to provide new water connections to approximately 400,000 families. He further mentioned that the hundreds of rural water projects are scheduled to be constructed through the department with the expectation of providing drinking water to hundreds of thousands of additional families.
Now, a foreign national was nabbed with a consignment of hashish narcotic valued at 370 million rupees at the Katunayake airport last night by the customs officials at the airport. This was the first instance of taking into custody a stock of hashish of such a high value by the Katunayake airport customs. The 23-year-old suspect was a citizen of the Dominican Republic. 37.639 kilograms of narcotic concealed in 146 packets in the suspect's 2 travel bags were detected. A cannabis shena has been raided in Viratta Galayaya in Vellavaya by the Vellavaya police station. The suspects had fled the location and the cannabis cultivation was destroyed by setting it on fire.
Several spells of showers will occur in western Sabaragamuwa and northwestern provinces and in Gaul, Mathura and Kandy and Nuwara districts. Showers or thunder showers may occur at several places in Uva and eastern provinces after 2 p.m.
Earn the highest interest rate of 5.6% for US dollar fixed deposits from Ceylon Bank.
And in your foreign news tonight, the H5N1 bird flu virus strain, which is spreading rapidly across the world, has been detected in a bird in Australia for the first time. Foreign media reports state that the Australian Ministry of Agriculture has also confirmed this. It is mentioned that this virus strain has now spread to every continent in the world. This virus was initially identified in a migratory seabird found in a remote area in Western Australia. Australian Agriculture Minister Julie Collins states that the virus was identified in a bird on a beach in Cape Legrand in a national park located in the southeast of Perth. Until now, Australia was the only continent where the H5N1 bird flu virus had not been reported. It is currently suspected that another bird has also contracted the virus. However, authorities state that the large-scale die-off of a wildfire has not been reported so far. The country's chief veterinary officer mentions that the Animal Disease Emergency Committee has been convened to control this virus, which can spread from birds to animals and then to humans.
That's it for tonight's English News and Dairycast. Thank you for joining us. Good night.
Good night.